Hi, I just want to show you what to expect when receiving an invitation from us to what's called the lane at Solavei. So as you can see, we're inside a sampling of my Gmail inbox. And right here is the email in question. Notice in big caps it says the lane, and then it says in small letters at Solavei. So it's the lane at Solavei, and that's what you're looking for. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these are ending up in spam. You may have to click on your spam folder to find that particular email. In fact, that's where I found it in my Gmail account, so keep that in mind. Now, once you get that and do click on it, what's going to happen is it's going to send you to a specific invitation that we have manually, and I mean it, we sit there and we manually send the invitation to you. And once you get your lane, you'll see exactly what I mean. So you click on that, and then it sends you to, well, let's call it a holding area, kind of like the Twilight Zone. And when you click on the link, this is what you'll see. You end up with a hello from Solavei. It says you have been invited by Todd Gross, in this particular case, to pre-register for Solavei through the lane. So whoever the person is that invited you, right here, that will be their name. And then from there, at the very top of this, it's a little closer to the middle now. It used to be right at the top, but a little closer to the middle. We have the English or Spanish version of what they call the Solavei Vision. Now, this used to be a webinar format. Then it was changed to something closer to a regular video by the CEO of Solavei, and it really explains the concept very well. So you'll want to watch that first, and then what you'll do is you'll continue to scroll down. You'll put your first name, your last name in, your email address, use your best email address that you think you'll be using later on, and make sure that your sponsor knows which email address you are going to be continuing to use. That's very important that he or she is aware of that. Put your address, your city, your state, your zip, and this is what's important. It's that you're not really signing up at this point for anything other than for your own lane. This is non-binding. There's nothing really going on here. When you pick these phones that you see right here, this is just a survey. It says, which phone option would you be most interested in when Solavei launches nationally? So this is actually just for their own purposes. It's their curiosity. And some folks get a little concerned when they see this, that they're actually picking a phone. Then you're going to fill out the CAPTCHA, and you're going to submit the registration. Again, this is non-binding. This just means that you're going to be sticking with your sponsor and that you're going to eventually consider moving ahead with Solavei. But at this point, all it is going to do is get you into the lane, and let me show you what you will see once you're in. After you register, which is really just showing an interest, it's just like raising your hand and saying, I'm interested. After you do that, you will receive another email, and at that point, you will be invited to go into the lane, and you'll have a password to do just that. You will use the same email address from before, but this time you'll have your password, which will come to your email. Once you get into your lane, one of the most important things to do is check this right here where it says Share Now, because inside that area is not only that same Vision webinar for you to look at again, but there's all kinds of information. Notice the comp plan is down here, the actual Solavei compensation webinar, which explains how you get paid really. There's also marketing tools, and those marketing tools that you download will have the logo for Solavei that is approved and able to be used. If you want to deviate at all from that, you'll have to check the brand guidelines. Now, back in the main area of the lane, there's a very interesting part that I want you to see. First of all, this diagram shows how many people you have invited and how many have actually accepted your invitation into the lane. Now, if you click on that number, in this case it's 11, those are people that I have invited and they have yet to respond. I don't want to show you the names to protect the privacy of the people involved, but when you click that, a list is going to show up down below at the bottom here, and that list will have the names of the people that are yet to respond. When you click on their names, guess what you'll see? you'll actually get an invitation link that you can send to that person manually. So you could go back to your email account and send the invitation to the lane back to the person in case the previous one ended up in their spam folder, etc. So this is a really, really great way to communicate with the people that have shown interest prior but haven't made a move yet. And finally, at the very bottom where it says Manage Your Lane and Select Your 12. Remember, at this point, you're going to want to select 12 people that you think will be in, will. And at the very bottom, there's another important and at the very bottom, there's actually 3 choices. Very small, a little hard to see right now here, but they're important. The first one is the lane overview. That's the screen we're on right now. Then there's Manage Your Lane, and I'll show you that in a second. And then there is Select Your 12. When you select the 12, you're selecting your 12 strongest players to be on your front line. Those are the people that you think will also be inviting people. So keep that in mind. But what I want to show you right now is Manage Your Lane. Managing your lane is very important. Managing your lane is very important. In this particular case, you could see managing your lane is very important. At this early juncture, you could see that these 5 individuals managing your lane is very important. Now, managing your lane is very important. For instance, right here, we're taking a look at some active members. Everybody has invited, right down through Bob Tompkins here, everybody's invited a certain number of people. Now, managing your lane is very important. Now, managing your lane is very important in that you can keep an eye on your members, the people that have signed up through you, and see how they're doing, if they're starting to make some progress, and if not, you can offer your help. Well, basically, the top 5 people here in terms of who have taken action so far, Michael, Ron, Sherman, Greg, and Michael. These people have already invited a significant number of other members, potential members. And in some cases, they are doing very well, such as Michael Savoy right here, who already has 8 people who have accepted the invitation out of 11 total. So he has a really good percentage, and he's invited a fair number of people. So that's something to keep in mind. That's a very strong player. Ron Rubino, as an example, very strong player, has invited a lot of people because he has a lot of contacts. And you could see Sherman Fredrickson all of a sudden is making very good progress, as is Greg Swift, and my buddy Michael Ham, out of nowhere, invited 25 people in the last couple of days. And that's something that I had not seen before, and I wouldn't have known if I didn't look at that just now. In addition, one of the main things you want to do in your lane, if we go back to the main area, is on the right-hand side. This is where you will be inviting additional friends. You'll put their email address and name in as soon as you've had a discussion with them in one way, shape, or form. If they've shown interest, they've indicated to you that they're ready to be invited, this is where you'll invite them from. And then, on August 21st or thereabouts, they will have the opportunity, and you'll make sure to let them know, to actually pre-enroll officially. Just like you'll have the opportunity to pre-enroll on that date as well.